Everybody thinks that you're set for life, and you really aren't. I mean, you got a long life ahead of you, so it gave me a good start. It gave me a good foundation. It gave me good principles. Giving back to our community is such a critical piece for all this, and that's why we're doing it. I mean, we love hanging out with each other.
Is there anything that you think that we need to see more out of when it comes to Hoosier Contractors?
You hire a contractor really because of...
Hi, I'm Corey Getz. Today, we're at GCI, Golf Club of Indiana, and we're meeting with Stan Eisenhooth, the general manager of Stoops in Anderson and the chairman of the NFL Golf Outing for the Players Association.
All right, Corey Getz here today. I have a special guest with me. This guest, our next guest, played tackle and center for the Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts. He's the former vice president of the NFL Alumni Association for the Indianapolis chapter. He has gone on to make a name for himself in the Hoosier business world as a general manager of Stoops Freightliner in Anderson, Indiana. He is the chair for the upcoming NFL Players Association golf outing on June 27th at Golf Club of Indiana. And I'm sitting here today with Stan Eisenhooth.
Yeah, that's good.
Stan, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join us and talk about the outing a little bit.
Yeah, we're excited for it. It's growing. It's only the second year of this one, but we're going to continue to try to keep pushing forward and get more people involved and give back to the community.
Yeah, last year was fun. I got to join, and I got to come out with some friends and my girlfriend's dad, and we had a ball. We had a really good time, made some new connections. It was a lot of fun. So what exactly do you do related to the upcoming outing?
Well, I think that it's a fairly new event, trying to get people to know what it's for, what we're doing. We do have quite a few alumni people in the area, so we're trying to get them involved a little bit more. I think we probably could bring in 25 or 30 guys if we could get them all to participate, but everybody's busy and we just have to pick and choose. But I think giving back to our community is such a critical piece for all this, and that's why we're doing it. I mean, we love hanging out with each other. It's a locker room environment for a lot of us because that's what we miss when we retire. But hanging out, watching people struggle playing golf is always fun to laugh at. And I'm one of them, so.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I got a pretty high handicap myself. And so, I know you mentioned on kind of giving back to community. Could you elaborate a little more on how that, really drives you to stay involved with the NFL organization here?
Yeah, it's a little different from my story. I'm quite a bit older than a lot of guys. I think I'm getting to that old age group, but name recognition really isn't there. I mean, I've been out of football for so long, and it's really my everyday job that I feel I'm more associated with. But the connection there that people will still see you as an athlete out in the community, it still means something to a lot of people, which is great. I love it, but I like building the friendships. Even in business today, that still comes up. Some of the stories are fun to, people like listening to them. And I actually like listening to some of the guys I haven't seen in a while, how their lives are going and what the stories are. And you think back of the olden days, and whether it's something silly in the locker room or out in the huddle during a game or on the field, it doesn't mean much to us, but you do realize that it does to other people. So you like to spread that word, but yeah, it's fun for all of us.
Can you recall any certain special moments or things, certain connections that you had? You can recall any types of stories you could share with us related to that?
Well, again, going back quite a while is, I don't know if you guys even remember this, but in 87, I think, I was in Seattle, and the first year of the supplemental draft, Brian Bosworth came out from Oklahoma, and there was a big push that he was kind of bad-mouthing. He didn't want to come to Seattle. So we, as offensive linemen, kind of take that to heart a little bit, and we kind of played off that Ghostbusters was a new movie then, so that's how long ago it is. But, the circle with the line through it is what everybody's doing. So we got hats with Boz on it, a circle line. And the first day he came out there, we're all wearing that stuff. And And he laughed a little bit, and he goes, "I just want to thank you for that." I said, "Why?" He says, "Well, that was my marketing department that made the hats." So we helped support him in his, after football career, but stuff like that, it's all in, all for fun, but it's definitely fun to joke with the guys in the locker room. So
yeah, for sure, for sure. What are some common misconceptions that people have about retired NFL players?
the easiest one is probably everybody's a multimillionaire and you don't have to work. And that's not true. I mean, my first year was 1986, which was about the time when the money was getting a little better for some guys. But I do remember my rookie year and second and third year where most guys had a job after football. And I remember guy was being a mortician. We had guys that were bankers, guys that were becoming doctors. Steve Largent became a congressperson. And you just think about that was how different it was back then. We didn't have our lives set after our career, unless you're maybe the one or two top draft picks, which I was a free agent, so I was making the minimum of everything. But it gave me a good start in life, and I wouldn't change it at all. I mean, why would I change it? It was a great experience. So I think that's it. Everybody thinks that you're set for life, and you really aren't. I mean, you got a long life ahead of you. So it gave me a good start. It gave me a good foundation. It gave me good principles, which I use every day. I mean, I'm in charge of a group of people. I have a dealership, a truck dealership, and the team environment, I believe I instill all the time, and I use those practices all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really cool to see that kind of carry on. And
every day use it in team environment. And that's the way you sell, treat people that way.
Yeah. And last year it's funny because I know some people related to football, some friends of mine, but I hadn't spent much time around retired players. And when I was at the outing last year, I started to get to know some of the retired players. It was like, well, this guy is selling asphalt paving over here. It's like, and this guy over here, he's selling insurance, and this guy said, and it's like, well, I didn't really expect that. I just figured, kind of what you were saying, like, hey, maybe you guys just had a really good life. I don't know, and so it's cool to get to know them and see the personalities behind them.
Yeah, I think there's the guys obviously there's some guys that are fine and live off of their name, et cetera. But my identity is not football, and there's a lot of us. Our identity is what we are in the community, and I'm happy to be where I am. I enjoy selling trucks, working on trucks, et cetera. I mean, that's where I always fell in. That was my family business, and I just happened to come out here and start on a little different. But a lot of guys, which we'll talk about, with trying to get them to come back in because they feel the way I do. Hey, no one wants my autograph. I mean, no, but that's not why we're here.
Yeah.
And the people that come to these outings, a lot of them are somewhat of a customer. I do have customers that sign up and come to play with me because of our friendship.
Yeah.
I do have some that want to play with other guys. Hey, this guy will be here. I'll see if I can get you to play with him. And that's fun. So, but it's really through business.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know what you mean. I grew up on a livestock farm, and we did everything ourselves, and we would turn the wrenches. I mean, we did everything ourselves. So
you guys do.
I may have to come by sometime just for the reminisce on it. So Stan, we commonly see in the exterior construction world that a lot of homeowners think that the contractor is making a lot of money on them, and they're timid to move forward with projects. And we find that's kind of a common misconception too, that the contractor's out here making a lot of money. A lot of times we're, just trying to make a living at the end of the day, but what we're doing costs quite a bit. So I can definitely understand, kind of the relation there. I know you work with the trucking and whatnot with the NFL, but I'm sure you've probably dealt with contractors over the years, as everybody has. Is there anything that you think that we need to see more out of when it comes to Hoosier contractors?
You hire a contractor really because of obviously get more than one quote from a contractor, but make sure they're, being honest, et cetera. But I think integrity and honesty and having a relationship with the person, understanding what they do. We all have a plumber or someone redoing our porch or deck or whatever, and you got to trust what they're doing because you're letting them in the house. You got to feel comfortable about what you're paying. But I do understand that there's costs in there, and you do have to make a profit. I mean, just like my business. I mean, we have to pay our people. We have insurance. We have all the stuff that comes with having employees. And do we charge a lot? Where we have to make money, but we want to provide a quality service too. So that's really what it comes down to. People are okay with paying a premium if they get that service.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think we need to see more of. It's quality work done timely, communication. And I think you'll get repeat business.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I see related to that too is trying to do it right the first time makes it way more affordable than trying to save $1 on the front end. And we see it where people hire a contractor on the front end for the less amount, and then they got to hire us on the back end, and we were more expensive from the beginning. So now they're paying more than twice as much to get it done right.
I mean, that's similar to what we have. For an over-the-road truck driver to break down is expensive for him. I mean, that's his job. He lives in the truck a lot of times, so that's his livelihood. But our challenge in our industry is getting him in, getting it fixed in a timely manner, and getting him back on the road so he can earn more money. Repeat business is terrible because you lose money. You don't make money, you lose it because you're giving it back away. So we're challenged. We certify our people just like you guys are. Yep. I mean, being trained and knowing what to do, getting it done the right first time is the critical piece.
Huge. What advice do you have for those people looking to get involved with the NFLPA, with this golf outing? How can they get more involved?
Well, obviously we have to make it easy for people to see, but through word of mouth, through coming out and participating, being a sponsor, get your name involved because of the eyes that are going to see it. I think that building those relationships, as you said, you played with guys you didn't know. There's a lot of guys like me that are, in other industries. And we do have people all over the spectrum that you want to do business with because, hey, you had fun with him. I got to know him personally. I mean, you spend 4 hours or so on the golf cart with him, so you get to know people. That's a big part of how I go to customers as well. It's like, you got to know me personally. It's not just a phone call. It's not just a stop in and visit. It's you get to talk about your kids, your family, and get to know the guys that are in the community and see what their lives are really like. But at the same time, you're doing business, you're networking. So why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's huge. I last year I came first time and I met with a guy, Rick DeMoline, Rick,
very well.
And I ended up switching my insurance over to Rick. I think he's been just great to work with.
Take your hat off. You get hair yet? You might eat it.
Oh, that's a good one. So I think Rick's a great guy. Rick, shout out to you and Brett Slama. So what's your message to the audience? What would you like your message to be to the audience today?
Oh, I think that if you want to have a lot of fun, network with some really great people, get to know more people from the community and the players that are out there with our work ethic. I mean, you can't not have a good time. Yeah. I mean, that you will have a good time. We're doing the best we can to afford things, but sponsors are critical to having a great event. And then it gives us more to give back. And give it to the kids who it's really the bottom line, getting the children involved where they see, hopefully that starts a generation of giving and doing the right thing moving forward, which we all know. I mean, we're interviewing people, we're trying to hire young people, interns, whatever. And it's an evolving thing for a guy my age to our work ethic's changed over what kids now coming out of school, their work ethic and try to develop that and having the next group of entrepreneurs or businessmen or women, whatever it is. I mean, we've seen, look how the WNBA all of a sudden in the last 6 months has ignited.
Yeah.
Because of one person.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And seems like she's a great person. I hope she keeps that platform. But that's really, I mean, we're all just people, and we have good stories. Sure, some of us are bigger than others, or I shouldn't be this big anymore. But it's really the team environment. I love that feeling, and being able to help people.
Yeah, same here. That's great, Stan. Is there anything else you'd like to promote today?
No, obviously, if you're in the market for any kind of over-the-road trucks or construction, or whatever, that's my business. And I'm appreciative of our ownership, and we're a big Freightliner dealership, so that helps. But no, I think that being involved with our alumni group, and as we continue to grow our group and our people, I hope more people want to be around us and go from there. I mean, it's a fun time. It's a good group of guys, and the people that come to these things regularly will say the same thing, I would hope.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you, I have a lot of fun, and when I come, and it's been a great time. I think that's about all I have for you, Stan. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, coming out and talking to us. And I look forward to spending some time with you at the outing. Yeah,
well, I definitely have fun, and hopefully if any of our alumni guys are out there, we need more support there too. Don't be afraid. And I know some of the guys are, they don't want my autograph. No, it's just being here and being around the guys. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Building networking. So
absolutely. And I'd love to meet them too. So hopefully they will come out.
Yeah.
So
some of them are fun to see, because some of them are still really big guys, and I'm 6'5", but there's guys that make me feel small that people just want to shake your hand.
Yeah, I was at a NFL alumni poker event this past weekend with Rick, and they had some guys there, and it's just I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Hopefully we'll get more of them.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So
cool. Good. Thank you,
Stan. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, pleasure.
Yeah, have a great day.
Yeah, good.
Thanks for watching, but check out the next video with Gino Riley, the president of the NFL Players Association. Just click right here to see Gino's interview next.